All right, let's bring in Harvard Law School Professor Emeritus Alan Dershowitz. Professor Dershowitz, I know you've got a lot to say on this subject right here. $400 million in federal funding cut from Columbia University. They get about $5 billion from the federal government and all these other Ivy League schools. They're also getting billions of our taxpayer dollars. Long overdue, Professor. What do you think, sir?
Well, I helped to bring this about 5 or 6 years ago. I worked with the Trump administration in expanding Title VI to include this kind of material. I was at the White House with President Trump when we jointly announced this venture. And then just the other day, I wrote a piece for Gatestone in which I argued that the funding ought to be cut off from particularly Barnard University. So I'm very proud of the role that I've played, along, of course, with the Zionist organizations and other groups. This is just the beginning, because these students are our future leaders. Mm-hmm. And unless something is done about their virulent anti-Semitism, and it's not just anti-Semitism, it's anti-Americanism. These folks, in their banners, they're calling for war, not only against Israel, but against the United States. But, for example, Barnard is not a real school. It's just a collection of programs that are radical. Here, for example, is the website of one of those groups. And this is the university itself on its website saying, smash the white supremacist heteropatriarchy. And that's what they're teaching these students. They're not teaching these students how to think critically. They're teaching them what to think automatically. And so this is the beginning. But until all funding is cut off for all of these fake university programs, we're going to see a continuation of this anti-Americanism. I want to congratulate the Trump administration for a very, very good and important beginning. And I will help them continue to do this in whatever way they want me to help them continue to do this. But this is just the beginning. It has to apply to all these fake departments, whether they be racially or gender-oriented departments. They do not teach academics. What they do is they are advocacy, radical, anti-American, anti-Semitic, anti-Zionist, anti-Israel, anti-Western democracy. So thank you, President Trump, for doing the right thing.
And in total agreement. That's really at the crux of it. It's just tear down the whole system, the whole American system that we have here. I'm sure there will be legal challenges to this, Professor. We got 20 seconds. No, can Columbia challenge this? How does that work?
There are no legal challenges. Okay. Nobody has the right to get taxpayer money. This is our money. Getting taxpayer money, you have to earn it. You have to show that you're doing something in the national interest. So I don't think there'll be successful lawsuits. Remember, none of this involves the First Amendment. This involves blocking students from coming to classes. It involves harassing students. It involves violent confrontations, occupying buildings, trespassing. None of that is covered by the First Amendment. One of the things I did back 5, 6 years ago is to help draft the statute to make sure the Title VI doesn't impinge on legitimate First Amendment protests. It has to distinguish between what is protected by the First Amendment and these students and faculty members are doing. Remember, some of the people wearing masks going into Barnard are faculty members.
Yes.
No one should
brought that up.
University.
All right.
Wear a mask. You have to. Cannot be so embarrassed about your racism and anti-Semitism.
You should be proud of what you're doing, your cause. They want to hide their face.
We have to leave it right there, Professor Dershowitz. A lot of them paid provocateurs as well. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, keep it